1981-84. I was told that Professor Palasannaji is his guru. I am very lucky to have my guru's guru here. And this is an opportunity for me to learn from all of you. That's why I came here, basically to learn. So when I was talking to Professor Venkat Pulla, he said you should meet Nagamani Rao madam, and she's a fantastic person. And just meeting her, you will get to know several things. And when she was giving an account of what she's gone through, what she's done, that really indicated the personality that you are, madam. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be here, to listen to you. Professor Sanjay Bhatt, when he was mentioning about the role of the family and the sacrifice that they have made, the sacrifice of the time, I saw Madam there who creates space for us. We are always grateful, and gratitude is one of the biggest virtues I found. Professor Sanjeevan Arasuji, Vice Chancellor, sir, sitting next to you, very privileged and very honored. When Professor R.P. Dwivedi was mentioning that I went away from the profession and came back to the profession, he was also mentioning about Kasi Vidyapith. Of Mahatma Gandhi National Council of Rural Education, our own council, we are connected to Kasi Vidyapith, we are connected to Gandhi, Gujarat Vidyapith, we are connected to the Gandhigram in Tamil Nadu, and several of those institutions which strive to stand as a university and to prove their role as a university, as a contributor for the academic domain. Professor Neelamaniji, who is on the dais, I am longing to listen to you, ma'am, and Professor Balagopal sir. The way the way they interact with you indicates the amount of impact that you had on all these people. Thank you so much for being such an impactful person, and with the very restricted mobility, you are able to come onto the dais and also honor the total audience here by your presence. So friends, I have a couple of things to share in the context of this topic, green social work. I am one of those very, very fortunate people to have been selected as social scientist in a pollution control board. I am the first, probably the last also. So, 1997 I have been selected as social scientist. The first thing which I did was community consultation for hazardous waste management projects in the country. So the methodology that we have adopted in terms of consulting with the villages in the neighborhood of this first hazardous waste management project which came up in Hyderabad, that was a benchmark, and the Professor MGK Menon committee, which was constituted to understand how this total process could be done. They have in fact indicated it as a benchmark and suggested to other pollution boards to adopt for identifying the hazardous waste management facilities or sites where these facilities could be put up. So after doing that work, I was finding a misplace in the domain of engineers and scientists, largely engineers and scientists in pollution control boards. So I had to create a path for my work. So I started on environmental education, started working on the school education, the +2 level education, and then +3 level education, then various professions, the medicine profession, law profession, teacher education, engineering. Profession after profession, I went on how to integrate the environmental concerns into their education. That's what my effort has been. And after doing that, I've learned that there's lot of resistance, and there's lot of persistence required to handle this resistance, and that could be through the education system. The skills of social which I've learned through my graduate education are persistently present in my own working wherever I work, present in our endeavor to vocationalize, to provide skilling of support to various education streams in the country in a way that the rural education system gets an opportunity to be part of the economic system and the larger social system, provide, seek space and get space and work in that space. I've been going through various universities in the country. I've interacted with more than 373 universities in the country in the past 6 years, and various vice chancellors, deans. Every place they understand and they indicate that there is a space for social development area in various domains. But the only thing is how do we get into that space and how do we stay there, how do we perform there, and how do we perform professionally and retain that space for the future generations is the biggest challenge. So in that journey that I found, we need to get into skilling. So I've been working on skilling of social work education, not just theories, not just ideologies, but also hardcore skills which the social work educated people will go out into the world. What are those skills? What are those skills which make them irreplaceable, which make them very, very important in the multi-professional domains of actual real life work. So that is the journey I have taken on. We've had several conferences. Professor Sanjay Bhatt was guiding us. Professor Venkat Pulla was guiding us. Several of you participated in various interactions. Friends, curriculum development is a political and social activity. It is not a technical activity where we need to really find space and bargain, sometimes bargain, and get the space for us and act there. There's a lot to be done in terms of the professional social work, skilling, licensing, relicensing, improving the quality of performance of the people who are already in the profession, and mentoring those people who are entering the profession of social work. All these areas require concerted effort, and professional association like NAPSWI have a great role to play, and long journey is there in front of us. Green social work is one of the areas. Considering that climate change, considering that the climate adaptation and risk reduction are to be mainstreamed into every sphere of work and also every area of education. That could be done very well because very well social work profession, because communities are affected, urban communities, rural communities, tribal communities, and it is more impacting on the vulnerable sections, whether it is women, whether it is challenged people, whether it is children, whether it is old. So several areas the impact of climate change is there, and that impact needs to be handled professionally, taking the groups, taking the individuals, taking the communities into our fold and getting them ready, getting them to work on adaptation and work on handling the climate crisis. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I will stay put till tomorrow evening. I would like to attend as many sessions, listen to as many people as possible, and learn as much as possible. Ma'am, I will not leave you. I will take help from you. Several of you, I will take help, and in seeing that we contribute together and learn together and grow together. Dhanyawad, Jai Hind, Namaskar.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kumarji. Indeed, the need of social work, it is strengthened in your speech. There is a need of social workers in real life domain with working with vulnerable, that is women, children, and the needy. Thank you very much for that. A true leader has the confidence to stand alone, courage to make the decision, compassion to listen to needs of others. One should have a compelling vision, comprehensive plan, relentless implementation, and talented people working together. And that's what is reflected in the work of today's Chairperson, Honorable Dr. Sanjeevan Arsu. Dr. Sanjeevan Arsu is a person with a great principle and symbol of definite actions. It will be a great privilege to listen to you, sir, on this occasion. Now I humbly request Honorable Chairperson of today's function, Dr. Sanjeevan Arsu, to address the gathering. Dr. Sanjeevan Arsu.
Honorable members on the dais, the ISWC officers, awardees, members and delegates of the Congress. This morning, I am gratified and happy to be amongst you to attend this important 10th Indian Social Work Congress at Ahmednagar. At the outset, I would like to appreciate and acknowledge and bring back to memory the works done by Dr. Bhaskar Pandurang Hiwale way back in 1947 to establish BPHE Society and the contribution that he has made. Yes, to him, men were important and not things of this world. And for that reason, he wanted to give back something to the society. And the key thought and theme of his life was gratitude. As a result of which, he has established these institutions at Ahmednagar. I also would like to mention the tremendous contribution and sacrifice of the Barnabas family to the BPHE Society. At this time, I would like to mention Principal Dr. R.J. Barnabas, Dr. Suresh Patare, Dr. Mehta, who are the pillars of BPHE Society at Ahmednagar. Thank you, Dr. Patare, for inviting me for this important occasion where I could address this August gathering. Yes, my dear delegates, I know by tomorrow evening, when this Congress will be over, all of you will say to yourself, amongst you and Dr. Patare, that the Congress was a success. But let me remind you that as we move in this world, as you participate in this Congress as professional social workers, I am sure in the next 2 days, you will hear a lot of reports, you will know about many papers that are presented, and the proceedings of this Congress will encourage and inspire each one of you. But let me remind you, that is only growth. All that you will hear will be growth. Growth that has been taking place over 10 years. Growth that has been taking place in your individual lives, in your individual organizations. But we need to move forward, and that is, we need to progress. And this morning when I was hearing the contributions that were made by the awardees, I was delighted because I know that is progress. We have grown. We as a community, as academicians, as scholars and researchers, have desire to change the world, to contribute to the society. And from the lives and contributions of the awardees and all of you seated on the dais and in the August gathering, I know we have made progress. But let me remind you, the difference between growth and progress lies in the fact that progress has ethics and discipline. And once we have growth, progress, which has ethics and discipline, we can have success. But one of the most important aspects of success is spirituality. We need to have that spirituality amongst us, especially when we are dealing with the society and nature. We need to relate to the society and nature just as we relate to our God and to our devotees. That concept of spirituality is very important. And believe me, when we have growth, when we have progress, and when we have spirituality, we will have success. Success in contributing to stabilizing the harm that is being done to the environment, and also to progress as we move along, so that we can give to the next generation a cleaner and greener earth that we have possessed. In this Congress, I am so glad that we are relating climate with the society, nature with humanity. Yes, weather is the state of atmospheric condition at a particular time, at a particular place. As we are seated here, the weather would have changed many times. Before we end the day, the weather may change, because it is the state of atmospheric condition at a particular time, at a particular place. So my friends, nature has devised its own ways and means to adjust the weather and make changes that is required within its boundaries, within its hemisphere, so that all can be done well on this earth and life of humanity can be peaceful. Unfortunately, we have gone one step further. Instead of nature changing the weather, we have changed the climate. Climate is an aggregate of weather conditions. And today, if we see, the climate has changed. There are changes in the climate, and atmospheric catastrophe lurks on our horizon. Acid rain, pollution, greenhouse effect, global warming have become our companions. We as humans are the cause, and with us is the solution. For that reason, we need to meet again and again and see that we can contribute for stabilizing the environment that has been harnessed by human and other activities. And I am confident that the proceedings of the papers that will be presented, your interaction with the scholars on the dais and those amongst you will inspire each one of you to contribute so that we can develop a culture, a way of life that will help us to save the environment. Yes, the environment is under pressure. We can do something. The carbon levels are rising. Efforts are being made. But remember, as I said, man is the cause, man is the answer. So I am sure that in this 10th Social Work Congress that is being held, we will be able to crystallize our growth, congratulate ourselves for the progress, and dedicate ourselves and make a resolution that we will progress within the time period for a better future. As all of you are aware, carbon levels have increased substantially after the industrialization. We all were panicked about the pandemic, about COVID-19. Everything in the world was standstill except the carbon levels. It was thought that things were improved, but the results of the papers that have been presented internationally show that the carbon levels in the COVID period during the pandemic increased to at least fifth level in the past 63 years. So, it so happens that though we are in lockdown, we are unable to do our daily routine activities. Even then, the carbon levels are increasing. Our earth is facing challenges, and for that reason, something has to be done. And what has to be done is we have to change the attitude of our research. Our research cannot be the research that we did in the past. We need to have researches which are problem oriented rather than discipline oriented. The present millennium and the post-COVID era has ushered in abundance of challenges and opportunities. Let us make best use of these opportunities so that when it is time for us to leave this world, or when we are gone, people will realize that we in this generation have been successful in doing our part by contributing to the necessary field of knowledge. It may be as a drop of water in the ocean, but even if that is so, many drops in the ocean can make a difference. Yes, we are glad that India has the population dividend. The population of youngsters is the highest in the world. And to you, my young friends, those who are from the school, those who are in the colleges, those who are doing research, take inspiration from the people on the dais. The awardees from Dr. Bhaskar Pandurang Hiwale, from this institute, from our leader, Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, the passion with which he governs our nation and leads us. Let us all work together. United together, we can achieve. And if we have to achieve, if the young ones amongst us have to succeed, we, the elder ones, the ones who have gone ahead of them, need to help them understand, guide them. And I am sure when we all work together in this Congress and many Congresses that will follow, we will be able to do our best. It's my prayer that God bless each one of you, the organizers, the members on the dais, the awardees, the members of this Congress, the youth seated here, that you all together, we together, will recommit ourselves to do our best to make a difference so that we can have a better tomorrow. May God bless one and all.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor sir, for reminding us about the difference between growth and progress, especially about the ethical dimension of our work. Your words, as always, are inspirational and humbling. Thank you, sir. I am only one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. And I will not let what I cannot do to interfere with what I can do. So rightly said by US author and historian Edward Everett Hale. We all are present here for the 10th Indian Social Congress, and we are here to discuss and collaborate ways and means to bring about green social change in our world. As we approach the closure of this inaugural session, may I call upon Dr. M.B. Mehta to propose a vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is my great pleasure to propose a vote of thanks for the inaugural program of the 10th Indian Social Work Congress 2022, jointly organized by ISWR, CSRD and National Association of Professional Social Workers of India in collaboration with MASHI, NPSWA and IMS Ahmednagar. First and foremost, I would like to thank Dr. Sanjeevan Arsud, Vice Chancellor, Spicer, Adventist University, Pune, and also Chairman BPHG Society for consenting to be the chairperson for today's inaugural program. Sir, your speech has been excellent. I am sure the delegates and all the participants must have taken some good points from that. Thank you, sir. I would also like to specially thank the Chief Guest of Honor, Shri W.G. Prasanna Kumar, Chairman, Mahatma Gandhi National Council of Rural Education, for his presence here today and for the thought-provoking inaugural address given. Thank you, sir. We are fortunate to have Professor P.R. Balgopal, Emeritus Professor, University of Illinois, USA. Our sincere thanks to you, sir, for sparing your valuable time to attend this Congress. I am sure that all the participants will benefit from your presence in the 3 days for which the Congress is there. Our thanks are also for Professor R.B. Dwivedi, President, NAPSWI, for valuable contribution and collaboration for this Congress. We also like to thank Professor Sanjay Bhatt for his presence and participation. Also thanks to NAPSWI faculty members and the awardees for their presence and participation today. I also thank Advocate Neelamani Gandhi, Madam, for her participation today. I thank all the delegates and dignitaries from all over India, research scholars and students who are attending this Congress in large numbers. Your presence and efforts have made this session a great success. Special thanks are due to the Director, Dr. Suresh Patare of ISWR, staff and students of ISWR CSRD for the excellent arrangement made for this Congress and for this session. Let us give a big round of applause to them. Our special thanks are also to the students who have put up the exhibition of posters which is there on the ground floor. Also special mention must be made of the efforts for the biodiversity song made by the students of Auxilium Convent and ISWR students for the prayer dance. We also thank Dr. Kamlakar Bhatt and Professor Mrs. Zapake for anchoring the session. Special thanks to members of the press for reporting of this Congress. I also would like to thank IMS for their collaboration for the Congress and the staff and students of IMS Ahmednagar for this participation in this program. Thank you all for making the inaugural program a grand success.
Thank you, Dr. Mehta. This session will conclude with national anthem. After the national anthem, I request all the awardees to join the dignitaries and the NAPSWI office bearers on stage for a ceremonial photograph. Now, I request everyone to rise for the national anthem.
जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता
After the photograph, there will be a small skit by Auxilium Convent School, and which will be continued by keynote address by Professor Bal Gopal. So I now request all the dignitaries, please take the seat of the stage. Oh yeah. Oh yes. And now I invite all the awardees as well as the NAPSWI members to come on the dais for ceremonial photograph.